Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano, and today we want to take a look at what the Cardano price is doing and also what Bitcoin is doing. I'm also talking about Elliott Waves very briefly. And before we start again, thanks a lot for everybody who has subscribed, who likes my videos and who hits the like button and also puts a comment into the comment section. If you want to learn about the stuff that I talk about on this channel, you can find my second channel in the description. Here I talk about technical analysis and teach about technical analysis. There's a daily session and a daily lesson for everybody who's interested in learning about patterns, trading and technical analysis in general. So we're going to take a look at Bitcoin now. We're going to start doing Bitcoin now. So with Bitcoin, what we can see, actually, we've found support here now a few times on this descending trend line. We broke through a couple of times, but we always bounced back up. This is, by the way, the hourly chart, and we are still making lower lows, however, lower lows and lower highs. So here's a tipping point at the moment. Do we make a higher low now, or are we going to break down? So nobody in the world will be able to tell you that, but we're going to zoom in and try to make some predictions. However, what we can see here, that this downtrend now seems to be slowing down. Yeah, that is good. That is why actually we can now finally see a bullish divergence on the RSI, and that's already the first heads up that we need, that this downtrend is slowing down at the moment, and that this could be the beginning of a reversal again to the upside, because what we can see here clearly on the hourly, we can see a bullish divergence. So the highs and the lows of the RSI are actually going up, while in the same waves the price waves are going down. We make lower lows, lower highs, but on the RSI it's the other way around. You can see the same pattern happening on the MACD. You actually don't need both of them, but you can see it here as well. It's going up on the MACD, and on the RSI here we are just about to break above the 50 line, which would then mean we are back in like bullish territory on the RSI. Now let's take a quick look on the 4 hour if that is changing there as well before we go to Cardano. On the 4 hour chart on the RSI, we can see a bullish divergence emerging as well. That's generally how it works. It starts at the lower time frames and you see it moving into the higher time frames as well. Let's start with Cardano. So first of all, that's not bad news. That's actually quite good news. But again, we are at this tipping point where we are sitting now at 42,000. That's a crucial line at the moment. So how is Cardano looking actually? Cardano is holding above $2, which is nice. As you know, we actually dropped below 190 already very briefly. And I'm going to talk about that when I show you the Elliott Waves. And we are still here as well. I'm on the 4 hour chart as well. What can we see? Now, a bit different to Bitcoin, we've actually not made lower highs. So in my view, it's holding up a bit better than Bitcoin. We have not made lower highs. We pretty much are coming up against this 218 horizontal resistance line that I've mentioned in the last few videos already. But we are making lower lows. At least we've made that last low that was lower, which is why I think that trend line might still be relevant, because we came down here, we had resistance here when we hit that trend line. We bounced above that trend line actually, and then found support here. So we're trading above that descending trend line. Now what could be happening, that we make one final lower low when Bitcoin is dropping as well, if it drops again, and then could come down to really like 185, which is pretty much perfectly how this descending trend line is aligning. And as you know, 185 was my target. It doesn't mean that we need to hit it, of course, not guaranteed, and it's pure speculation at this point, but it would work pretty well compared to where we are at the moment. Now we've made another high, but not a higher high, so we are now on our way down again. And are we actually going to close or actually hit a price below that last low here, which was at around 190, actually a little bit below 190 on some exchanges? And also one last thing I wanted to show you here on this chart is we have actually a bullish divergence on the RSI as well, which is good, which I think I didn't spot in the last few videos because it's now emerging. So we have here on the 4 hour chart now a bullish divergence as well. So we don't make higher highs and lower highs, but we actually make lower lows. Yeah, so we are actually going down still slightly, but yeah, the RSI is going up. So that's good on the 4 hour chart already. Let's take a final look at the 1 hour chart for Cardano, if we can see anything. What we are forming here still is pretty much, maybe it's something even like a triple top, which, is, yeah, or we had a double top here, we broke down again, had something like a neckline here. It's a bit difficult to see. But now maybe like a triple top, even though we haven't even got up to the 218 level again. clearly on our way down again. And yeah, that's a crucial line here, the 190, pretty much 198, I would say, because you can see here that we had support here, we had support here, we had support here. So that's the first horizontal critical one, I think 198. But then we could actually go down and hit and test that diagonal descending trend line, and that could actually be 185, which is exactly, would work exactly out, and I'm going to show you why in a minute. But yeah, here as well we can see on the hourly that we've made higher highs on the RSI. We are actually above 50 now. That is good, that is bullish. So we're at a tipping point now. I think we're also finding support here at the 50 period moving average on the hourly. Yeah, but my feeling is now, because we've had obviously a new high here, not a higher high, but a lower high. The feeling is we will go down, should really go down once more, even though we've got these moving averages, but they also didn't provide really much support here, maybe just a candle, and then we drop down again. And as soon as we drop below these 50 or the 20 period moving average here, we drop down and tested that support at that trend line. So that might happen again. We might get to 185. And why is 185 so crucial? Well, I gave you 185 as a price target when we were back here at around 240. That's based on Elliott Wave theory. In my view, at the moment, if those wave counts add up, we are currently in a final C correction before we continue our way to the upside of wave 3. And I don't want to make it too complicated and explain it in this video. It would take a long time. But just to tell you where we are, I think we have seen the A correction here. We are moving up B here, and we've touched that level. We have made a high, which is the B correction, and now we're in that final C correction. Why do I think that? Well, it works out pretty well. For everybody who doesn't know Elliott Waves, it's sometimes better to explain it with a picture. So we came down, made that low here, the A, came up to the B, and now we are C. And again, that move here from the B to the C was most likely a 5 wave pattern as well. And I would need to go through it in detail, but you had 1, 2, 3 potentially. That might all be wave 3, 4, 5, which would mean that we are currently in that last move. But I would need to go in detail. You know, I do only do this part-time. Currently at work, doing it in my lunch break, the update. So I can't really go into too much detail all the time. And some people ask me if I can do Elliott Waves on Algorand and things like that. But it takes a lot of time. I think I will be able to do this at some point. Not yet, because I'm not full-time doing this full-time yet, but I really enjoy it, and there's certainly something I want to get to. But, you know, I haven't moved any of these lines. I haven't moved any of these arrows as well. I think this is pretty much, that will work out. I mean, we could have already, I think we got close enough to the target. From here, we could go to the upside, but I think we because we're failing to see that impulsive move to the upside yet, that we might come down at least one more time. If the 185 breaks, and that's my price target, but if that 185 breaks and we get below that yellow sort of corridor here, I think we can see further price drops, actually significant further price drops, actually then down to something like 150 or $1. I don't want to say that's going to happen, but it is if we drop below 185, because the 185 is the last crucial Fibonacci retracement level, and it's currently sitting at, well, on this chart on 186. I've called it 185 just to have a round number, really. But that's currently where I think we are, and again, not guaranteed to work out, but we came down to that target. I think that in itself amazes me already. And from then on, yeah, I think we will continue our way up to that price target of 450 in the next few months, because we haven't finished that wave 3 movement yet, in which we currently are. In my opinion, we had 1, 2, and for some, 1, 2, 3, third primary wave we are currently in. We haven't finished that movement yet because we have come down too far. We in a wave 3 or in a wave 4 correction, which I initially thought that might be, where we came down too far. Now we are in wave 1 territory, so the wave 3 hasn't actually finished yet. So wave 3 must be somewhere up here, and from then on there will be a wave 4 and a wave 5, but my target for wave 3 is at least 450. And that works pretty well with the 1.618 Fibonacci extension level up here. So let's see if that plays out. As you know, I only do this part-time. It's not about being right or wrong, but it's worked out pretty well, I think. And this structure allows me not to panic. You know, it gives me some idea where we are. It gives me some structure. I think you guys appreciate that as well. A lot of people said, you know, when they see at least explanations, they won't panic. And I don't think we're in a bear market yet. I think we are still in a bull market. This is a bullish scenario for me at the moment, and I still think we could drop one more time before we continue that move to the upside. To really see that impulsive move to the upside, I think we need to get above 220 or 218, and we see that on this Kraken chart here. 218 is pretty much where we had support now, a resistance now 1, 2, 3 times here in the last few days. That's a crucial one, I think, to get through to be able to make a first higher high. And we are slowing down the downtrend, which is good to see. We are in a consolidation period, but we haven't finished the downtrend yet because we still make lower lows with Cardano. So hopefully that explanation was clear. Hope you liked that update. If you did, please smash the like button. Consider joining as a member to this channel if you want to get some extras, including the Telegram group access and the Discord group and live streams during the week. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.